Hi guys, PD here, welcome to the channel, welcome to another new video. Just a quick video to let you know that End Space is now available on Steam. I'm playing on the Oculus with the touch controls. I have already featured this game in a video before, so if you want to see my first impressions, I will leave a link in the descriptions below. This video will feature mostly just gameplay. So let's dive in.
Okay, contractor. I know you're an experienced Minos pilot, but since we couldn't take these birds out for a spin while the Condottiero was in transit, you might be a bit rusty. What's more, this model of Minos is different. We've added a few new modifications, a warp drive being the biggest one. I've set up some targets to bring us back up to speed. This shouldn't take too long, and you'll need to be at peak performance for the rest of our tour of duty. Head to the first warp gate. Let's test the afterburners. The new Minos has a thrust capacitor to prevent the engines from overheating. Boost a couple of times to become familiar with the limiter's cool down time. It's time to test your ship's weapons. Pull the primary fire trigger to fire the energy cannons. Let's see if you can eliminate your first enemy in the front radiator. The fearsome cargo container. Fantastic. I'm sure the independents of Tartarus fear you already. Head to Warp Gate 3. I've got a bit of a surprise for you. And it isn't more cargo containers. Minos is equipped with a missile launcher, and I've just disabled the safety, as well as the flight inhibitors on 3 captured Liberation fighters. You wanted a warm-up, and today's your lucky day. To lock, hold your gaze on the target. The reticle will turn red when the lock has been acquired. Pull the secondary fire trigger to fire a missile. If you lose sight of your target, the lock will be lost. Looks like you'll be able to look after yourself out here. Now prepare to jump out. Your ship's warp drive is triangulated by mission control. It's the only way to get the warp drive to work in these smaller fighters. To jump, align your ship with the warp vector. Report to debriefing after arrival.
Our scanners have reported a warp gate being used frequently by the Tartarus Liberation Front. We have reason to believe they are up to something that would disrupt our hold on the sector. Our last sweep of the system indicated there was still a small wing of TLF fighters in the area. Jump in, scan the area, and report back.
Welcome to 34 Cabanos, Contractor. An M-Class star with an extensive belt system. Our last scan indicates that at least one TLF fighter is still in the area. I've marked out 3 waypoints for you to investigate. Navigate through the belt until you reach the last waypoint. Alpha 2 will be accompanying you. Stay alert and find your target. We're picking up a high-velocity object on your sensors. Close call. Though there isn't really much to do about dodging those that one has your name on it. Maintain your burn toward the next waypoint. It's just an empty cargo container. Keep moving. Electromagnetic signature detected. TLF fighter detected. Looks like we've found our intruder. Time to earn your pay, Contractor. Be advised, warp gate activation detected. You have an additional. Make that multiple enemy contacts. Contact. Liberation Front was doing in this system.
Illegal mining has been reported in the crystal fields of the Thanatos system. No one steals from the UTC. Find them and destroy them.
Two illegal miners have been spotted in the Thanatos crystal field. These crystals are extremely rare and are used in the creation of warp gates and drives. What you see before you is part of two major crystal accumulations that formed millennia ago around the binary planetary system known as Nyx and Erebos. Destroy the miners before they can escape and sell off what they stole. So you'll have to use the warp gate. Make your way there. We've received troubling news. One of our spies reports that the Resistance has a warp drive prototype. You'll be extracting the prototype and meeting you at a rendezvous point. Return to base, Contractor. Your next mission will follow shortly. It's an ambush. Brace for an attack. We see 5 enemy fighters on your scanners. fight. Let's make sure they don't get another opportunity. But we need you for another mission. Return to the Condottiero for debriefing.
We lost contact with our agent in the Uprise system. He was carrying the warp drive prototype stolen from the TLF. We need you to check the coordinates of his last distress signal and retrieve the device, if it's still intact.
While you were in debrief, our agent successfully stole the TLF warp drive prototype. Unfortunately for him, the ship he escaped in was rigged with a remote self-destruct. We suspect the cargo was also remotely ejected, and need you to ensure that the Resistance does not get the device back. Beating them there shouldn't be an issue since they'll have to use the warp gate network. Lucky for us, this is where our new Minos prototype allows a distinct advantage. Getting you in a system before our enemies without putting the carrier at risk. That ends if the Tartarus Liberation Front achieves a working prototype.
Empty.
Warp signatures detected. Looks like the TLF scouts have arrived. That prototype is UTC intellectual property. If they're so interested in our intellectual property, oblige them. Your trigger finger is resting on some. Grab it and go before more of the TLF show up. The additional mass is too much for the small warp drive of your Minos. My mission control ship is sitting just a small distance from the AO. We're warping to you. Sit tight. Meet Onager Alpha, the Condottiero's mission control freighter. Rendezvous and transfer the device. And step on it. This ship isn't meant for combat. Cargo transferred and preparing to warp. them off on a Alpha while we coagulate our warp vector. Warp jump aborted. Further scans indicate the device is a bomb. The fighters at bay while we disable the device. To make a prototype. Warp out, contractor. We'll be right behind you.
Instead of constantly responding to threats, it's time to take the fight to the enemy. You'll be visiting the TLF science station that our agent was stationed on before he perished, destroying the communications array and making way for UTC boarding parties. I'm looking forward to this.
This is the Liberation Front science station in which our agent was embedded before he perished. The local nebula interferes with communications, so external comms relays are required. Obviously, the message will get out that one ship is raiding the external platforms. What we don't want to immediately advertise that the boarding parties will be sending to capture the station immediately after you complete your mission. Destroy the arrays and take their voice. Expect fighter intercept from the local station and defensive emplacements near the relays. broadcast, but they won't know the extent of it. The next time the Resistance checks out the station, they'll get a nasty surprise. Warp out. Our boarding parties will be sent in shortly. Relay that, Contractor. The nebula is interfering with Indigo Lima's ability to coordinate your warp drive. You'll need to use the warp gate. I'll see you at debrief, Contractor.
Intel recovered from a captured facility has revealed that a factory in the Anchor system is being used by the TLF. Capital ships were dispatched to destroy it, but dropped out of warp early due to what we assume to be warp drive jammers around the factory. Destroy any warp disruption devices.
Operation, we recovered intel which indicated that this factory is being used by the TLF to produce warp drive components. We need you to destroy any warp disruption devices so that our capital ships can arrive. We expect resistance to be fierce, so stealth is advised. Flying through the asteroid should be enough to throw off the long-range scanners, but do it quickly before their short-range sensors pick you up. If you're detected, expect heavy fighter interception. Successfully without being detected, and it'll give us a head start in your extraction. The last warp drive jammer is ahead. Once it's destroyed, head back to the gate. And get back to the warp gate as quickly as possible. Heads up, you've been detected. Now that the facility's gone loud, we can't lock onto your ship's signal. Must use the warp gate. class capital ship. Evade it and make it to the gate safely.
During a mission for a separate group of fighters launched by the Indigo Lima, the freighter Onager Bravo, which also acts as an on-site command and control ship, had a warp drive malfunction. The mission control ship is usually placed close enough to allow real-time communication, but far enough away to allow it plenty of safety. However, the repairs required have allowed a TLF wing to reach it. Jump in with Alpha 2 and save Onager Bravo.
For a separate group of fighters launched by the Indigo Lima, the freighter Onager Bravo had a warp drive malfunction while performing mission control duties. This allowed a TLF wing of fighters to reach the Onager before it could escape. Eliminate those fighters and protect the Onager. Longer now. The Onager Bravo is warping. Well done, contractor. Return to base and head to debriefing.